Welcome back to the Great War once more. If you missed last episode, then you probably didn't realize that France has fallen and the United States have joined in to the fight. Currently, with the United States on the enemy side, the enemy fields between 4.26 million to 5.28 million men, and we, the Germans, the Austrians, the Ottomans, and Hedja's Bulgaria, are fielding 4.57 million men and have lost 5.32, while the enemy has lost 6.68 million. Obviously, they have a lot more country, they have a lot more areas. If we go into, where is the diplomatic map mode? There. We are at war with most of North America. We're at war with most of Africa, even though almost all of it is controlled by European nations. We're at war with India and Southeast Asia, even though once again it's controlled by European nations. We're at war with Japan and Australia. So yeah, we're at war with a lot of people. Though we have vanquished one of our greatest foes, where the Central Powers usually, or in history, got stuck, and that was in France. So we have gotten past that hurdle at least. Took a long time, but eventually it ended up going well, and that's very exciting. So let's just continue on. The Americans have poured men into Africa, rejuvenating a new attack on our forces and driving the Ottomans and Germans back from... They were close to getting Tunisia before. Now they're all the way back here to, I guess it would be Benghazi, which is less great. So we have sent 24 divisions to help out against that. Down here in the south, our advance has been mostly cut down, at least in speed. We have 24 divisions there still, in addition to whatever our allies decide to send, that is. We have a national focus now we can do, limit trade with Russia. Could do that. Or we could go for artillery efforts and have all of that done. Or go into something that requires like infrastructure or something. Mostly we have uninteresting things. An extra additional research log wouldn't be too bad, though at the same time we are not really hurting when it comes to technology, but we might as well go for it. That's a goal at least, that's something to do. They are trying to take back Free France. That's a really, really bad invasion. That's beaten back. I don't think we need to put too many men here. We do have substantial forces in case Italy decides to join in as well. They're currently not very interested in doing so, even though they have gone down that route. But looking at their neighborhood, I can understand why they would be a bit hesitant, to say the least. The enemy keeps sending forces against us, and that's not appreciated. Over here we have Portuguese and American troops. And here we have some more American troops. The American troops seem to be doing pretty well, unfortunately. What if we focused entirely on taking out that part and sending everyone else to just deal with it? Currently they are spreading out more and more. Less great, obviously. Let's see, 58. If we add in these, that would be 64 or something. Maybe we can actually win that battle, that would be great. Or maybe if we could take those islands, that could also be great. Overall though, it's just, I don't like it. Over here, we do have some British forces that are in Tobruk, a bit isolated. Perhaps we should annihilate those and also attack wherever we can. Our forces have finally arrived from Europe. It's been a long trip, but they are eager to help out. Here there's a lot of divisions that were stuck. Fortunately now they will get here and I assume recover, which is less great. Perhaps we can try to push them back here. Also increase, there we go. And when the Tobrukans and these forces over here, the American forces, have been annihilated, at least that will free up more divisions to send to the actual front lines. Should be great, hopefully. Could try to push back these guys, and also these French forces up here have been severely weakened. In fact, we can start the battle already. And it should be going fairly nice. Yep, they've been completely exhausted by attrition. A lot of the forces on the enemy side has been that, though I think we will suffer the same fate sooner or later. Might want to build some infrastructure, though we can't do that on our friendly soil. I wish we could ask for permission. Like, we really want to build some infrastructure for you. I know it usually costs quite a bit for nations to do this. Would you kindly accept our offer? And unfortunately, then we always says no, or friends. Though at this point, is there really a difference between enemy and friend? I would say not. That battle is going really poorly, holy shit. And that battle is also going really poorly. The Americans have brought tanks, light tanks. That is not great. That could also almost prompt us to try to make some tanks of our own. In fact, I want to have our heavy armor out as soon as possible. They will have a high priority, so we can finally get this support equipment as soon as possible. There we go, they are now mostly fixed. And the training can continue. And they will be done by the beginning of April. Since there's only 2 divisions at a time, that's not a lot of support equipment. And we can probably have that priority without noticing much at all. Speaking of not much at all, what should we do with the rest? I guess build more factories wherever we can. That's all we can do. Research slot available. We have already finished when it comes to doctrine. So that's great. Can skip everything naval. We lost most of our stuff there. V formation or bomber rotation. What happens down here? Strategic bombing, ground support, fighter detection. Ah, this one. Easily. We could in fact send some airplanes to help out over here. We already have. I'm apparently a bit smarter than I expected myself to be. Yeah, we have air superiority over Western Balkans. And we all have a greater superiority over here when we don't do anything at all. We have those close air support airplanes due to having unfortunately made too many of them. And here we have the fighters. Great, we have some fighters, we can send them to help out. Send them to Brandenburg and have them aid in Brandenburg itself. Like you can see the airplanes actually move. That's pretty nice. So now they are doing their helping out with whatever they can. The enemy has withdrawn all of their airplanes. Did they move them to North France now? Because I moved all my airplanes. God damn it. Okay, half of you will be sent to Ile-de-France. There we go. Arrive. And help out. With whatever you can. There we go. Should you not be helping out now? Is there something specific I need to do here? Because they don't seem to be doing anything in northern France. Could it be that it's night or something? No, now it's day and they still... Air wing with no mission assigned. I tried to give you a mission. How do you do this? Oh, up here. Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot. There we go. I finally solved an issue I've been struggling with for a long time. Alright, that's great. That's great. I'm happy now. Artillery efforts. Sure. Oh no, that was not what I was not supposed to do that. But it's done. You can't take... No taxi. No... What's it called? No taxis, backsies. None of those. Did we lose any divisions here, or was it enemy lost? Seems we lost 3 divisions. That's... Ooh. Not great. Not great. Have we gotten our heavy armor divisions? Where did I place them? In Bohemia. Ah, here we have them. Heavy armor. Ready to assault. The enemy has sent substantial forces against us, my liege. What do you suggest we do? How about win? How about doing that for a start? There you have the first Austro-Hungarian heavy armor divisions ever made. You have no excuse now not to succeed in your tasks. No excuse. No surrender. Speaking of no excuse, We have no excuse to send more men over, and we will do that. They will be sent over here to help out with the defense. And over here I just wish we could do a form of breakthrough would be great. And I think we need to be a bit more specific with our forces here, what we request of them. We will focus a bit on the eastern parts. We can then... Oh, Portugal is part of the war now. Great. Maybe we can just do this. And go for it. Though, seemingly they are a bit... I hate this. This is what I hate. This happened in a long time ago. Okay, in a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far, far away, there was a co-op campaign with me playing Germany and Double playing as Italy. Some of you might remember that. It was to start, or it started at least, with the release of Hearts of Iron 4, this very game. And it ended mostly in nothing, eventually. But what broke the camel's back was essentially the endless battles in Africa, where Americans sent thousands of hundreds of thousands of men, and there was no stopping it. And it was a slog. And that seems to be repeated here, unfortunately. But we will use our tanks to its maximum potential, hopefully. And let's see if we can finally break through here. We have our tanks. They are ready. We will let them. It may seem like we're missing them, like we're making a mistake, like I've forgotten something exists. That's not the case, though. And where the hell are these guys going? Oh, they're supposed to go down there. Alright. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten that these exist. It's just better if they spread up a bit so we can cut them off and then kill them one by one. That's the general idea anyway. We do have our tanks now, and we want to use them. I would prefer if we could take splits immediately. It would be pretty great. These tanks, are they doing well so far? We can... 0 of 3 enemy divisions can pierce this division's armor. Great, and I think they are the only ones that can pierce here. So they are doing a great job, hopefully. The heavy armor. This division can pierce 1 out of 1 armored enemy. Great! Wonderful. They're doing a good job then. And for some reason, like the American flag here. I think at least that's the American flag. That reminds me of the flag of China. Not this flag of China, but in like the game proper. The vanilla. Which is a bit of a shame. It doesn't seem we are breaking through though. Split seems to be very difficult to take. They have enemy air superiority and shore bombardment. The enemy air superiority is not really supposed to be allowed here. Do we have any airplanes that we can send? We have some fighters, we have some airplanes here. Fighter wing. Okay, so how do they have... we have the... Never mind. I'm an idiot. Enemy air superiority on the enemy side. There we go. Now I realize my mistake. Never mind, continue. Continue with what you were doing. The German Empire looks beautiful. I'm a bit mad that they've taken everything, but at the same time I can't really be too mad at them because it looks so nice. The Soviet Union is winning the Civil War. There's no question about that. But at the same time, the Empire of Japan is at war with a bunch of people. Or have they taken this? They can't have taken that. What? I don't understand. Who are they at war with? Okay, seemingly they have gotten that land from Soviet Union somehow, but they're not at war with Soviet Union. They also have this little island up here because that makes a great deal of sense. No idea what's happening over there. No idea at all. Some crazy shit is going down. Some crazy shit is going down here as well as the Americans are trying to break through. They are currently being prevented that from our combined forces. We even see some Belgian forces having landed here and Free France. New Zealand and Portuguese troops. It's a motley crew. And seemingly we have not managed to take Split, but they are trying to break out. Perhaps giving us the ability to push back. Oh no, that's not good. Need to have at least some men. No! Can't let them... Can't let them get... there we go. No, don't go there. Stay where you are. Don't let these guys get surrounded, you idiot. I just hear a million sounds of naval invasions in the background. Alright, how about we cut them off? Seems like a great idea, great solution to this issue. Except that some of you will need to attack them to prevent any more divisions from interrupting. There we go, 5 divisions are stuck. Just send attacks in on the enemy. There we are. At least that's 5 less divisions than there were previously. And we have taken back Tanganyika, most of it, almost all of it. Though Kenya would be nice if it would just fall. And as our divisions, this is the fiddly part with the battle plans that I'm not a fan of. When the front breaks too much, it becomes a hassle. And that's when you can just do it manually. Almost as good, sometimes, occasionally, but not always. Seemingly it is impossible to take Split, so we need to take everything but Split. How about to start in that end and then work towards it? And this place is not great that they have, though we can't do much about it at the moment. Let's see, we want to get to a research slot. We need any of these 4. How about armament factory effort? We have some 3 military factories, and we have 2 now, 2 sets of support equipment being made. So we can add that to our fighter production. There we go. So, 3 research slots available. Holy crap, I've fallen behind on that. Yeah, how about we have something to do? A better marines. We never use marines, but sure, better of them. Make better. Anything we can do with industry? That's way too far away. Some resource gain efficiency, I suppose, is not the worst, and construction speed also not the worst. Winning here, Split is once again a motley crew. United States having most of their forces here. How many men have they? 4 points. 4.5 million, thereabouts. Perhaps a bit more, perhaps a bit less. Great, we have annihilated them over here. Now we can focus on the other parts that they have forces in. Like this place that is a bit isolated. So how about you take that, and then we can knock out these divisions. It will be very beautiful. You're going to go down around here like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. And we have cut off here, so we finally reached the southern Atlantic. And can annihilate some divisions. This is great for disrupting their supply lines and everything. It seems like over here we do have enough men to actually push through with some sort of invasion. Like if we added a line that goes, say, around here, and then force them to go for it, perhaps our units could do something beautiful. Like up here there's no one. We could just go along the entire coast and take Tripoli and stuff. Most of their forces are in the desert for some reason. And they should really have harsh to supply penalty problems for being there. Split is now a bit surrounded, and we have a fairly strong, sizable force around it. Perhaps now we can win against it, who knows? Would be great. They are circled. They are entrenched, however, so that kind of cancels each other out. We have more divisions than they do, and the combat width is pretty, like, we can have 10 divisions or so at any given time. Shore bombardment from both sides, I guess. But it should be a victory. And taking back Split would be a nice to secure the Balkans once and for all. Well, at least until they invade again, that is. Bosnia has been damaged a little bit. Should we improve the infrastructure in our own lands a bit so we have easier way of getting here in case anything happens? Might as well. I don't know what else to do. We have so many military factories. Guess we can do something like that. We have lost also most of our dockyards, or maybe remove them. So we're not really producing anything at all when it comes to the naval aspect. Seems the Americans are getting wiser now. They have realized what we're trying to do and sent some forces to try to stop us. A foolish attempt. And here we have 6 divisions, half of which are Japanese, half are French. They will fall. There's no way they will ever survive. They might as well just give up now and save themselves. We'll even send a letter to their next of kin telling them where to pick up their belongings. Come to Kenya. Your grandpa died over here. Oh wait. Why would a grandpa be fighting? Maybe they're desperate. Yeah, something like that. Are they really supposed to be up here? Oh yeah, this army is... how about we do this? Okay. Here we go. You are all over the place. Yes, all over the place. How about we send all of you to fight down here? Including you down here. Everyone is on this front line. There should be no one left on this. No divisions. Great. That should concentrate our forces enough that we can maybe break through, and instead having like, holy shit, just look at the distance here. I wish there was some sort of tool to measure the distance. There would be many kilometers. Even this is an immense amount of territory for its 24 divisions to cover. But it's it's easier to handle than the alternative. How about we go for Tripoli and take Tripoli? And force the Americans backwards. Just push them back. As much as possible. How's it going in Hedjaz? It's going, well, not really at all. But perhaps we can push them back and win. These are putting up a nice fight, and that could be interpreted as bad for most. But think of the possibility. We break through here, we take this one, and suddenly they're isolated. Their defense, their tenacity, will be the doom of them. And that's great. I like when doom happens. On the enemy, that is. We got some additional... There we go. That's done now. We are apparently low manpower. Okay, so we are starting to lack a bit manpower-wise. We have limited conscription still, and we could not go for extensive conscription because the world tension is only 40% despite most of the world being at war. Which is hilarious. It's really strange that that's the case. Insufficient resources, oil and wood. Right, wood, we simply go for them, and Romania has our oil. Shouldn't be an issue at all. So yeah, now we are starting to hurt for manpower. Maybe because we are still recruiting Landwehr Division. Maybe. That is probably the case. So we could send these 4 to join in with this guy, Arthur von Bolfras, who needs to contain the situation over here in the Balkans. They seem to love to attack in the Balkans. Honestly, I've never been on vacation there, but I've heard it's really nice. Probably a major draw. Here we're doing some great job. The Frenchies are being pushed back, which is very nice. Take that and that. Great. Yeah, we're pushing ever so lovingly into Africa. Taking away that as a battleground would be really good. And if we could ever win here, I was saying the whole that them defending so well over here would be the doom of them. Not really materialized. It's been a disappointment so far. But perhaps one day that might be the case. These divisions over here are mostly standing and waiting. Italy, will you... They're still doing their whole construction effort. They're not doing anything. We can't declare war on them anyway. Because we can't justify war gold because the world tension is only 23%. Sure, we are in a war that has lost the world 12 million men in just... actually, I think that's 13. Just a lot of people. Like 13 million men have died in this battle, in this war. And that's just from battle scenarios overall. That's not really counting... well, also, I guess from men dying from disease and stuff. But that's not counting this countless civilians that have died alongside him. It's just a lot of death. There's a lot of people having died. And yet the world tensions, the world, there's no tension in the world at all. I mean, sure, the major powers are fighting against each other, millions of people have died. I mean, we've seen worse. Do we have any more divisions to help out anywhere? There's supposed to be 24 divisions over here. How about we attack over here? There we go. The tank alone is not capable of doing anything. They seem to have retreated from this position, which is really strange, so we will take it back. Since we have the ability to. And these should attack. Have they added voice now when you select them, or have they always had that? Because I just realized that. I'm not opposed to them. In fact, I think it was Empire Total War. At least the Swedish voices are iconic. At least if you're Swedish. If you're not Swedish, then you wouldn't really care what they said or how they said it. But if you're Swedish and you play that game, you should probably remember them, or maybe look them up on YouTube because they sound hilarious. Infrastructure effort or dockyard expansion? How about infrastructure effort? And now we are missing equipment production for close air support. Yeah, I don't really care too much for that. Don't really care for that at all. That one should really fall very quickly. They're spreading out here across Dalmatia, which is less than excellent. Yet at the same time, can't really be arsed with caring too much. The entire brunt of our forces should be poised to take over this very, very soon. But other than that, this is kind of ending up in the same kind of a bit of lull that that these games tend to end up in, at least as far as I play them. The exciting first portion is over, and now it's more the endless warfare in Africa until an end of a war that probably won't happen. And with my single-player exploits, which has been quite a while since I did that, like on my offline, not recorded, that tends to be where I usually just quit, because it feels like, well, sure, we can play this out. I can spend multiple hours just trying to trudge through this playthrough, but you know where it will end. It will end in a victory. It's just a matter of time. And unfortunately, time is something as of late that have been... I just haven't had a lot of it. At least not compared to the past. So yeah, we'll at least see through Africa, I believe. But after that, I think I just have to think about, well, we could go through all of this. Absolutely, could do that. It could be on like episode 30 and prepare the invasion of Japan or something, or United States for that matter. Or could either go for a new playthrough in this mod, or try one of the other ones that I found when I started this one. I think it was like Fatherland 64 or something. Like something like that, see what it's all about. Could also be fun. But I'll decide that. I'm not saying that things are over. I'm just saying that it's ending. It's entering a stage where things will get increasingly dull, as far as I know. Which is less than fun. It's usually not fun when things get a bit more dull. Okay, you can just head towards Tunis. Oh god, that was a lot of men. There, attack for you as well. In Bizerte they have apparently a lot of men. Why they decided to do that, I don't know. Tunisia has lost. And this seems to be one of the major ports of flowing in manpower, which is a bit concerning for us, and probably a good thing that we closed it. V formation is done, and a lot of other things are also done. I'm not on top of my technologies, what can I say? Mustard gas should probably have gotten that a long time ago. Submarine attack seems very useful for us. 3 military factories, I might as well just make... No. We will make... what will we make? What do we need? Missing equipment production. There's only close air support. Not gonna do that. Early fighters, however, I will do that. Anything else that requires anything else? Equipment production, I guess. Increase that. Our manpower is still a bit low, on the low side, but it's not too much so. It's survivable, it's manageable. And now the Americans have... Russian Empire has collapsed. Now the Americans have pushed through a bit too much as far as I'm concerned, which will probably prompt sending something like this in their direction. 22 divisions from the Western Army. They can probably handle it, contain the Americans if nothing else. Peace conference is over, calculating effects. Soviet Union took 21 states. That's good. Free France apparently over here. Anyone want a piece of free France in Siberia? Why the hell that is, I don't know. Why the hell would Free France be over here? Not certain. I am uncertain, really. And there's also Free France over here. I guess they're at war with them, but... yeah. No matter how I try, I can't really figure out a good way to do this. Russian Democratic Federative Republic wants us to sign a pact of non-aggression. Who the hell are you? Russian Federative... what? Where? Where would you even be located? Did they turn them into vassal or something? Soviet Russia is puppet of Soviet Union. What? What? Why? Okay, but where is Soviet Russia? What is happening? Okay, so we have a Soviet Union. They puppeted Soviet Russia, which is located where exactly? Here, maybe? No? There's a Soviet Union still. Trying to find the Soviet Russia that they speak of. Oh, up here! Okay, they have the same leader. It's Vladimir Lenin in both countries, but nominally at least, Russia is still independent, having Latvia over here. And it's really strange way of structuring things. Sure. And there was some Russian Federative Socialist Republic. Maybe that was the name before they changed it into Soviet Russia. World is crazy. World is, yeah, quite insane at this point. Can we maybe push through here? Maybe defeat that division and spread beyond? Maybe. Could we perhaps do that? It would be nice. And even building land fort could be useful in the future. All right, we're pushing ever so slowly in Africa, and in North Africa we're pushing through quite drastically. Took a Beserta from everyone, and now pushing into northern Algeria, which is beautiful. They have almost no men over here, so really there's no excuse for not pushing as far or as fast as our forces can ever run, or door the horses, or travel in a tank if they would have such equipment, which they don't. Can we take that? Those islands are pain. And then push back on them here. Let's put a lot of pressure on the enemy. A lot of pressure on the enemy. There we go. Pressure all along the front. Doesn't look like it's going well on these islands. Doesn't look like it's going well here too. But here it's going well. we are having some success. Just gotta be quick when that enemy tank breaks to go for that. There we go. Push through. Now these are surrounded, that should be helpful. Encircled. And don't want to be zoomed in like this on Germany because everything is just moving around. Yeah, that's a bit too much moving around for me. Yeah, Africa is looking nice in uniform. We are starting to find some opposition to our advance here in Algeria. Though mostly nominal such. Can probably deal with that, hopefully, maybe, potentially. Algiers seems to be an outpost. One day I want to, like, there's a bunch of countries that I would like to travel to, honestly. But one day I would like to travel to Tunis, Algiers, and I think which one to pick here? Casablanca, I guess, because there's a movie called Casablanca, so why not? Just to see what it looks like and stuff like that. Seems cool historic places. Cool historic places. Same thing like Jordan at some point. Jordan seems fun, or nice enough at least. There's some places there. Over here, I mean, I can't really tell. Like, if I were just to overlook here, I can tell if it's going good or not. But the border is being pushed, so I'm assuming good. I think we can maybe try to push through something insane like this. With the risk, of course, that some of our divisions get stuck as soon as they encounter enough opposition. But hopefully we can do something like that. And take Oran. There. Yeah. This is just going really well. I'm quite happy actually with how well it's going. I was expecting it to be much harder, at least in North Africa. It looked like they had a lot of forces. And as soon as they're done, just push on them back so they can't recuperate. And it's a quick defeat of American forces. There. Things are beautiful. Okay, take Casablanca before you move anywhere else. Casablanca is where you can land enemy forces easily, and we want that taken. There. Why is it going so bad? It's only 3 divisions, for heaven's sake. Take it out. Take it out. Alright, I think that's where we will take a cut now. We have a substantial invasion happening in the Balkans, as always. Hopefully we can beat them back eventually. We have enough men to deal with that. It's going to take a little bit. In Africa, things are going better than ever. As our forces, our 2 armies, are beating them back in North Africa, and we've done amazing advances. When we sent them here, we were kind of like this, sort of. Now we have taken all of this, and all of that, and pushed back here, forcing some of the remaining French forces to be set themselves in pockets. We've taken back all of Tanganyika, Kenya, and Mozambique. We're invading in Rhodesia, moving into Angola, and then hopefully and eventually taking out South Africa as well, which have joined the war against us for some reason. So things are going well on all those fronts. Then we of course have Soviet Russia and the Soviet Union with their nice friendly relationship towards each other, which is very nice to see. They're being pros. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. But until then, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.